Howdy, guys. Hey, listen, we've got some pretty major stuff going on in the culture right now with the killing of Floyd George, and we there's all sorts of aspects to this whole this whole thing, this whole travesty. We need to be praying. There are several families in our church or connected to our church that have loved ones in law enforcement, and they are being leaned on right now, particularly in Houston, as as violence kind of is escalating. And so I've been asked several times for us to be in prayer, and so we have been, and just want to remind everybody, we need to be praying. We need to be praying for those in authority. We also need to be praying for the response of people who are legitimately and have been legitimately oppressed. I'm sure you guys have seen video, and the reality is that that was absolutely an abuse of power. And so anytime the lesser magistrate, which is a Romans calls the government the deacons of God. They are ministers of God, and they are supposed to reward the righteous and punish the wicked. That's their job. And so anytime we observe those in an authority that God has given, use that authority to subjugate or to wound or to hurt those who they are supposed to be protecting. These types of things will always follow where there's going to be rebellion. It's important for us to know that there's a complexity to the rebellion. Some are wanting to hold signs and peacefully say this has to change. We want to yes and applaud those and pray for those. There's also a whole host of others that just want to see the world burn, and so they're going to jump in and piggyback on these things, and take an opportunity to be violent, to rob, to steal, to do rob and steal, same thing, but to do things that are illegal and they shouldn't be doing, and there's no justification, right? This is something that we were all supposed to learn before we went to kindergarten, that two wrongs do not make a right. And so a wrong was absolutely done. That was a travesty. What do we do from here? Justice is not ever meted out by an unthinking mob, and so we have to figure out a way to respond. Anyway, I'm digressing. I don't intend to give you all my views on this. I just want to ask you to pray. Be in prayer for those in law enforcement and for those who are wanting to see change in our culture, that they would not get caught up in the violence and get hurt. I do want to point something else out to you that's very, very important that I don't want you to fail to recognize. For, I don't know, several months now, I've been looking at the leading news articles of every day, and every single one has something to do with COVID and how it's impacting all of these things. And that is virtually fallen off of the scope. Nobody's talking about COVID anymore because there's a bigger story. And so you do need to see that there's a long play and a game being played with the media as to what they will and will not report on, what's a real and not a real threat. And so we just need to be, we need to be mindful. We need to not be unwise, and we need to be praying for our culture. Here's the truth. Our culture is in rebellion. We have not bent the knee gladly to the lordship of Jesus Christ, and we have tried our best to throw off his authority. And when that happens, the world will burn, because we are going against the fundamental reality of the universe, which is Jesus Christ is Lord. And so we need to pray for repentance. He is the answer and our way out of all of these things. So I love you. Be in prayer. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.